Today I am going to attempt to clean out my cupboard of glassware. All of the drinking glasses. This may be a little challenging and it may take more than 15 minutes because I have way too much, but I'm going to give it a try. Do you have a buildup of drinkware? Those plastic cups that you get from restaurants or fast food places, especially for kids. Apparently they think that giving you a reusable cup is a prize for your child, and you feel this obligation to keep all of them. What about all the water bottles, stainless steel or plastic, that you get as prizes or gifts because you ran a 5K or your office hit some kind of milestone? These things are given out everywhere, and there isn't a single home I've gone into that feels like they have those under control. Everyone I know feels like their drinkware is bursting from the seams. Come along and declutter with me. Welcome to the Peaceful Home. I have put off this project for quite a while. When my daughter and son-in-law and their kids were living here, they were here for 3 years. It was so wonderful, but they moved out this summer. And along the way, Joanna and I kept talking about going through the glass cupboard. Then I realized as they were moving out that she would be taking all of her stuff. I'm probably going to be left without much. So what did I do? I started thrifting. I better get my own glasses and make sure I have enough. Oh my goodness. My husband emptied the dishwasher, tried to empty the dishwasher the other day. And he said, I can't fit one more glass up here. I don't know what to do with these. So clearly I overdid it and it's time to declutter. I've got my drink here ready to go. All that to say, I'm ready to go. I have my timer. I'm going to set it for 15 minutes and do as much as I can in that time period. Now I actually have about an hour free this morning. So why am I using a timer? A timer is magic. It really does motivate you, and it helps you keep track of your time so you don't end up getting distracted. For me, it allows me to stay focused on the task. So here we go. I started by getting all of my glasses in one place. So I emptied the drain board, the dishwasher, and everything out of the cabinet. Well, not everything, the bottom 2 shelves. I figured that was the best place to start for my 15 minutes. I did hit the pause on my timer so that I could talk to you a little bit about this and the decisions that I'm making. So first of all, I have these glasses. I thrifted these a while ago. I think they are so beautiful, and I very intentionally purchased these for eggnog. We have eggnog. I've got a video on that with the recipe. It's amazing. If you think you don't like eggnog, you've got to try this recipe. It will change your holidays. We also do drink it in small amounts, or we try to, because it's very rich. So that's why I bought these small glasses, absolutely keeping those. This is a set of 4 that I had thrifted, and I did this kind of with the intention. These are really beautiful cut glass. And I think they'd be nice for guests who maybe don't want a ball jar, because we use those a lot. But I got these to replace this set of 6 that I thrifted years ago. They're kind of etched and there's water deposits on them, and they're just not nice to look at. So I'm going to get rid of all of these. Next, we have canning jars. Oh my, let me do a quick count. 30. Okay, there's 30 right here. And that doesn't count the half-gallon ones that are up above my fridge. These we use all the time, especially for iced tea. Here's the thing, I don't can, not anymore. I mainly use these for drinking. I really like the wide mouth. Those are my favorite. I don't care for the narrow mouth at all. So I think that's a no-brainer. I can get rid of all of the narrow mouth except for this one. I like this one that is completely clear. It doesn't have any markings on it. And I like the smaller ones, this size, and these little minis. These are great for sauces, salad dressings. And let me show you the lid I use. I currently have 5 styles of lids. I have the white plastic in 2 sizes. And since I'm going to be getting rid of these, it's hard to find the right one in the drawer, so I only want to keep the wide mouth. So I will get rid of these completely. I also have these narrow mouth that are leak free, and this is what I love, especially if my husband is taking salad dressing to work. These are awesome, and I don't get them mixed up with the white ones. I have a few of the metal ones in case I ever do any canning, but actually now that I think about it with this purge, these need to go. But my lids are for another day. I just want to show you what I use. These I love. These I use for storage. They are just a push on with a bamboo top. They're so pretty to look at. I use them for nuts, baking ingredients, granola, things like that in my pantry. So knowing what jars I'm going to get rid of is going to help me when I declutter this drawer, knowing what lids I can get rid of. I also have one of these random, and it's got fruit on it. It's cute, but I only have one. I don't need it. This can go. I also don't need this many of these. I have 4 of them. I have 3 of these smaller ones. It's just a matter of reducing inventory. And I don't think I've ever used more than 2 of these at a time. So 2 should be fine. And 2 of the next size up and 2 of this size. So that's 6 that take the narrow mouth lid. I bypassed these little cups, and I did recently thrift these for my grandchildren. They're the perfect size for kids. I've gotten rid of all of my plastic kid cups. It's one thing when they're needing like a sippy cup for a toddler, but as soon as they're like age 2, they can be drinking out of glass and learn to be careful with it. We haven't had a problem. I'm going to keep 5 of the 2-cup wide mouth and 5 of the quart size. I do have these 2 wide mouth that are really different, and these I'm going to use with the bamboo lids and put them in my pantry. There's no point in keeping them up here. They're certainly not for drinking, and they just have gotten in the way. I didn't really think to keep them over there, even if they're empty. But I do have some coarse sea salt that I'm going to put into one of these. It'll be the perfect size. And I can use the bamboo lid. And then this one is empty, but I'll just put a lid on it and put these both in the pantry. Okay, I'm getting to the end of the line here. I have these glasses, which I love. They're wonderful to drink out of, and they have a rounded top. They take a plastic snap-on lid that's very flexible. I thrifted these, and they did not come with the lids. I could probably order them, but I have plenty of storage with these. So I think I'm going to keep the 2 for drinking glasses. Again, they're a favorite of mine. And I have one smaller one that I'm going to donate. Now I've come to all of the random one-off glasses. This one, it's the only one, it can go. This one is a Weck jar that my daughter gave my husband, I think for his birthday. He loves this size of jar. It's one of his favorites, so I'll keep that for him. This actually belongs in my bathroom. I just washed it. Take that upstairs. 2 random glasses. These can go. And one giveaway glass years and years ago. And actually, my parents had gone to BJ's for Father's Day, and they were handing out these glasses 2010. And gave one to my husband for Father's Day. It is one of his favorite glasses, so I need to ask him about it. Pretty much he uses these 2. So if this is what he loves, we're definitely keeping them. A basic principle in the kitchen is to take the things you use the most often and make them the most accessible. The things you don't use as often can be put farther away or higher up. So I'm going to use the most used things on the bottom and then the rest on the next shelf up. I still have about 5 minutes on my timer, so I'm going to put these away and be done for now. I want to finish and be in a good spot at the end of my 15 minutes, and then if I want to continue, I can. Okay, I still have just a little bit of time. I put everything away in there. It looks amazing. I am so happy. I had 75 pieces just in the bottom 2 shelves and what was in the dishwasher. And I'm now donating 24 of those glasses. So I think that is amazing, and I love the way it looks, and there's just so much more space. Probably gonna be a little clanky, but I'm gonna fill these boxes really quick. Oh, there's my timer. These boxes will be taken straight out to my car to be donated. I don't have time to do another 15 minutes, but I wanted you to see what is possible in this short amount of time. Later that evening, I was able to finish. So I tackled the top 2 shelves, pulling everything out again. This was mainly wine glasses, champagne glasses. Most are family heirlooms and things I would even use as water goblets. Well, that just took me 8 minutes, including wiping down the shelves and deliberating, because I had a little bit of a hard time. I feel like I'm saving these all for a special occasion. And really, the only times we would use these would be Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanksgiving, I have some new amber glasses that I plan on using. So mainly Christmas. So I do have some wine glasses that can be used for Martinelli's. That's the main thing that we have. Both of our parents do drink wine, so occasionally if they're visiting, they'll bring a bottle, and I want to make sure I have glasses for them. But I don't think anyone drinks champagne, so these 3 can go. This is just a random glass that can go. The other ones that I've saved were from my grandparents and great-grandparents, and they are beautiful. So I have that whole set. I can get rid of the excess. These were the glasses that Kevin and I toasted with Martinelli's for our wedding, and we have never used them since. Now, if you have a tradition on your anniversary of getting out your glasses, that's amazing. You should keep them, but we don't do that. We've never done that. And at this point, we're probably not going to start that. So the only reason I would keep these is out of some weird guilt. Like, how can I get rid of the glasses that we toasted with at our wedding? There's probably someone that would love to have these instead of them just collecting dust in my cupboard. 7, 8, 2, 9, 30. So this makes an even 30 that I am donating. Please consider subscribing, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified for the next video in this decluttering series, 15 minutes to a peaceful home. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure to have you.